What's up guys, it's Natalie, welcome back. Today I have for you a first impression. Today I'm reviewing 3 new products. Well, new for me because these have been extremely hard for me to find, and it is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation and Concealer. And then I also saw in stores the Silicone Sponge. This has been a hype all over Instagram and I wanted to give it a shot and see if it's truly worth the hype. Probably not the best time to try it out for the first time using a new foundation, but I hope you guys enjoy this first impression. If you do, remember to give it a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more first impressions, leave me in the comments below what other products you want to see next. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so I'm first going to start with some primer. I'm using the Hourglass Veil. I've been using this lately and I really like how my foundation has been looking, and it also lasts a lot longer. So the only thing with this primer is that it does leave a white cast, but once you apply the foundation, that goes away. I do have some acne marks. As you can see, I usually always cover them with some concealer, but to see exactly how full coverage is going to be, I'm just going to go right in with the foundation. I'm using the second to darkest color, well, the ones that were in the store, and it's called Desert Beige in 372C. For today's video, I'm actually going to be trying out the concealer as well, and the Silicone Sponge. This is a silicone sponge. This little thing that's been all over Instagram lately. I saw it at Harmon and I was like, let me just give this a shot and see exactly the hype. So we're now going to see if this is worth the hype, because honestly, it's been all over. I personally prefer beauty sponges. People usually always apply it in the actual silicone. So should I? I'm going to apply it in my face first. For those that like a light coverage, one little application of this will do, but for me, I like to go above and beyond, so 2 is perfect. Okay, I'm nervous because when I see it on Instagram, I feel like it looks too cakey, but let's see. I don't know if trying out this new little applicator is good when trying out a new foundation, so I'm also going to be listing down below how I prefer using the foundation if I end up liking it. I mean, the applicator itself feels pretty good on my skin, not gonna lie. I don't really know how I feel about this. Either that or I'm not liking the foundation. You see, this was a bad idea using it all together. I'm going to go in with my favorite foundation brush, which is the e.l.f. powder brush, and blend out my forehead and see if it's the silicone applicator that's not really working for me. Yeah, I mean, I really like how the foundation looks, but not so much the application thing. Just because I feel like it looks brush, it looks a lot nicer and smoother. This is a super full coverage foundation, by the way. Alright, so far so good. I feel like I'm going to apply just a little bit more. Yeah, I definitely prefer the brush over that applicator for sure. And it feels really smooth on my skin for some reason. Alright, so I just finished my brows. I probably look like Mona Lisa right now, but I'm moving on to concealer. I'm trying out the new Wet n Wild concealer. This one is called from the Photofocus line, and I'm using light medium. So we're gonna see how this works. Alright, so the applicator is just like a regular doe foot applicator. I'm not really too crazy about it. I usually always blend my concealer with a beauty blender, but since we are trying out this bad boy that I didn't quite like too much, I'm just going to blend it all with a brush. I'm just setting it all with some powder. My chin and forehead, and then in my under eyes and nose I'm going to be using the Airspun loose powder as per usual. Alright, so I'm going to finish the rest of my face and be right back. Alright, so we're back. I finished the rest of my face. So far, so good. I'm honestly really liking it. I feel like it looks really nice all throughout my face, and I am just hoping that it lasts throughout the whole day. It doesn't look cakey or anything like that. The only thing, first and foremost, that I didn't like too much is this thing, but we'll talk more about it later on, and also about the foundation. So I'm just going to go about my day and then come back in a few hours. It's currently 2 o'clock, so I'll be back in a few hours. Alright, so we are back. It's currently 11:45. It's been about 9 almost 10 hours. Oh my god. This is probably the longest I've worn a foundation for a first impression. Now that I'm seeing it with the ring light, I could definitely see a little bit more of the imperfections, but without the ring light, I felt that it was a pretty great foundation in general. Overall, I personally love it. I really like the finish and the texture and how it feels, and even just like the packaging is pretty awesome as well. But let's first start talking about the product itself. It is pretty long lasting. It's medium to full coverage, also really lightweight throughout the whole day. The only thing I do have to say about the texture of it was when I very first applied it, while it was drying up, it felt really like sticky, like my face couldn't move for some reason. It just felt a little bit sticky, but after it dried up and sinked into my skin, it felt really natural and like you had nothing on, so it's also really lightweight. I actually haven't blocked my face throughout the whole entire day, which is pretty surprising, especially for my very oily skin. So again, it's actually a really great foundation for oily skin and also for dry skin because it feels that it is very hydrating as well. So if you have dry skin, I think it's not going to catch into your fine lines. The first few hours, it didn't enhance my fine lines, especially my laugh lines, but right now that I'm noticing with the mirror up close, I do see some fine lines like right here. But again, I haven't blocked my face, so we're going to do that right now and see how well it lasts after. All right, I feel like it looks a lot better now actually. Packaging wise, I am obsessed with it. I really like it. I feel like it looks pretty high-end and expensive looking, and it was only $5.99. So that's another pro. The price for the actual product is insanely amazing. The applicator I also love because it is really easy to just apply in your skin with the spatula that it brings. Oh, waterfall. I feel that one application of the spatula is great, but if you do like a more full coverage like I do, I would apply 2 of these. So just apply one all over and then dip it again and apply one more time. In stores, I only saw about 12 shades, I believe, but online I saw 20, which I was pretty surprised by. And again, the shade that I chose is Desert Beige. So maybe in the summertime I'll be a shade after this one. There's only really good things that I could say about this, to be honest with you. The only con would be just the fine lines right here after the few hours, but once I blot it, it looks pretty great and it looks like I could use it for a few more hours. So moving on to the concealer. I think this is an amazing concealer. It was only, I think, $3. I used light medium in my under eyes. It didn't crease whatsoever, which was pretty surprising. I love how long lasting it is. I loved the texture. The only thing I didn't like about it was the applicator because it's just your regular doe foot applicator, but it was pretty like harsh kind of, and not enough product came out. And then a little review on the silicone sponge. I mean, to be honest with you, I feel that the main reason why I didn't like the way it applied at first was because of this. It was a really bad idea to try this thing out with a new foundation, but once I blended it out with a regular powder brush from e.l.f. that I would use on the regular to apply my foundation, that worked great. But for the silicone sponge, I mean, maybe the texture of this foundation didn't work with this, but I personally didn't like the way that it looked. It just looks really caked on and it doesn't quite blend it well. Like it just, for example, in my nose, since I do have some creases there, it definitely enhances it, and I feel that it also leaves some patches and not like really blends out everything. So I don't know, I still have to keep trying this out. I'm going to leave more details down below once I keep trying it out and just let you guys know, but for now, this is a no-go for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed the first impression on the Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation and Concealer. I feel like it's a definitely must try, especially because of the price, so try to get your hands on it. It is a little bit hard to get. I searched for this foundation for about 2 months and I finally found it on Harmon. If you're wondering, it's in 21st Street and 6th Avenue in New York. But yeah, I'm going to leave more details down below. Make sure to check that out. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked the first impression and if you want to see more, and see you next time. Bye. Primer, my braid is like, there's levels to being lovely. Really? So, let's see. Silicone, silicone, okay. Oh, no! I just dirtied my white dress. Nothing new though. That's that. I know I'm probably looking really crazy and like Mona Lisa, but the silly sponge, let's just say